We shall commence with the national anthem. Kindly rise in its honor.
तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय 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 जय।
A very warm welcome to the Chief Guest, Honorable Shri M. Hamid Ansari, Vice President of India. Guest of Honor, Shri Vinod Tavade, Honorable Minister for School Education, Sports and Youth Welfare, Higher and Technical Education, Marathi Bhasha, Cultural Affairs, Minorities Development and Waqf, Government of Maharashtra. Shri Kamal Murarka, Chairman WTC Mumbai. Mr. Ghazi Abu Nahal, Chairman WTCA New York. Shri Vijay Kalantri, Vice Chairman WTC Mumbai, Captain Somesh Batra, Vice Chairman WTC Mumbai, Shri Sharad Upasni, Vice Chairman WTC Mumbai. A very good evening, everyone. On behalf of MVI RDC World Trade Center Mumbai, it gives me Manasi great pleasure in extending a hearty welcome to all of you for the 6th Dr. M. Vishveshwaraya Memorial Lecture on Enhancing India's Global Competitiveness and the WTCA Award of Honor presentation. In keeping with the Indian tradition, the inauguration will be done by lighting the auspicious ceremonial lamp. I request the dignitaries to kindly do the honors. The Chief Guest, Honorable Shri M. Hamid Ansari, Vice President of India, along with all the esteemed dignitaries. Deepena lokana jayati, deepas tejomaya smritaha, Chaturvarga Pradodipan Tasmat Deep Yajit Priye. This hymn in Sanskrit translates, the lamp is luminous, its radiance grants victory, its light imparts dharma, artha, kama and moksha, that is, righteousness, prosperity, pleasure and finally emancipation. Lamp is also considered to be a symbol of knowledge. The lamp being lit, I request all the dignitaries to kindly take their seats while I call upon Shri Kamal Murarka, Chairman, World Trade Center, Mumbai, for the welcome address.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ansari, Vice President of India, Honorable Minister, Mr. Tavade, Ghazi Abu Nahal, our World Chairman of World Trade Center Association, my fellow Vice Presidents, it gives me great pleasure. It's a very special day in the events calendars of the World Trade Center. The Vice President of India sparing some time to come all the way to Bombay and to deliver the Vishveshwaraya Memorial Lecture is indeed an honor for us. I must briefly state to the Vice Chairman what exactly we are doing here. We are supposed to promote international trade. In the last 10 years, it can be said we have done very well because in the last year itself, we have received 60 foreign delegations, which means more than one a week. It's become any foreign delegation coming for any other event will ring us up and want to be hosted to meet our members for member-to-member exchange a dinner, meeting, lunch where we have the facilities, so we are always pleased to receive them. We have a small exhibition center which is also busy, and of course our library and other things are always there at the disposal of the members. I must say that all this success and effort is largely due to the efforts of the three Vice President Chairmen, Mr. Kalantri, Mr. Upasani and Mr. Batra. And like all chairmen, even His Excellency is chairman of Rajya Sabha, like all chairmen, the work is done by others, the chairman gets the credit or the blame. In his case, more the blame. I am pleased, we have done well. I thank my team and I hope you will be enlightened by the words of the Vice President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murarka. I would now request you, sir, to kindly felicitate the chief guest, Honorable Shri M. Hamid Ansari, Vice President of India. Please accept these flowers, shawl, and a memento as a token of reverence and appreciation.
It's a traditional Indian system.
The guest of honor, Shri Vinod Tavde, Honorable Minister for School Education, Sports and Youth Welfare, Higher and Technical Education, Marathi Bhasha, Cultural Affairs, Minorities Development and Waqf, Government of Maharashtra. Mr. Murarka, please do us the honors. A token of respect and gratitude in the form of these flowers, a shawl, and of course a memento from WTC Mumbai. Mr. Ghazi Abu Nahal, Chairman, World Trade Centers Association, New York. Mr. Murarka, please do us the honors once again. A bouquet of flowers, a shawl, and a memento. Thank you. Could I now request Mr. Ghazi Abu Nahal, Chairman of the World Trade Centers Association, to kindly address this august audience on this grand occasion.
Good evening, everybody. His Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a great honor for me to come to a great country, great city, Mumbai, today to this special event. World Trade Center Mumbai is the pioneer in India, the first in India to be part of the associate and the association of the World Trade Center in New York. Today, India, they have about 20 World Trade Centers in all of India. And I could say clear in this occasion, the competitiveness to Indian market is good to utilize the World Trade Center Association network, which we have about 330 World Trade Center in all over the world, and we are connected to 330 cities in all over the world with their competitiveness of business community keen to develop business in India. We are a gate for promote trade and investment and to create more job to the people here in India. My request to the government of India and to the business community and to the people whom they handle the license to cooperate together for the benefit of India to have a more competitiveness in their mission. I assure everybody here that World Trade Center Association headquarters, with our World Trade Center members all over the world, keen to support you in India to a better economy. And really today, a cooperation between a business community together will add good value to you, to India. And India is very important hub in the international economy in the world. We love this country, we love these people, and full support from my side, from my association to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you for those good words. Ladies and gentlemen, the WTCA Award of Honor is presented to eminent Indian business leaders or organizations that best represent World Trade Center Association's vision of peace and stability through trade. The award recognizes the exemplary contributions to the growth of India's trade and industry. We will now proceed to the presentation of WTCA Award of Honor 2016 to Srimati Rajashri Birla, Chairperson, Aditya Birla Center for Community Initiatives and Rural Development. A role model, Srimati Birla spearheads and oversees the group's social and welfare-driven work across 40 companies. She is a director on the board of all major Aditya Birla Group of national and international companies. She chairs a few prestigious committees and is a member of several significant boards. As a patron of arts and culture, she heads the Sangeet Kala Kendra, a center for performing arts, as its president. Several coveted accolades have been conferred on Srimati Birla for making a qualitative difference to the lives of the underprivileged. In recognition of the iconic work done by Srimati Rajashri Birla, the Government of India bestowed the Padma Bhushan Award on Srimati Birla in the area of social work. I now request the Chief Guest, Honorable Shri M. Hamid Ansari, Vice President of India, to kindly present the WTCA Award of Honor 2016 to Srimati Rajashri Birla, Chairperson, Aditya Birla Center for Community Initiatives and Rural Development. This award is in the form of a shawl, a bouquet of flowers, and a memento. Heartiest congratulations to you, ma'am. Thank you. I request Rajashri ji to please speak in response.
Honorable Shri Hamid Ansari, Honorable Shri Vinod Tavde, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to receive this prestigious WTCA award at the hands of our Honorable Vice President Shri Hamid Ansari. I feel deeply humbled and extremely grateful to the jury and WTC for this accolade. At the outset, I would like to mention that the philosophy of giving and caring, of compassion and thinking beyond oneself is a deep-rooted inheritance from my great-grandfather-in-law, Shri Ghanshyam Dasji Birla. My husband, Aditya ji, was extremely committed to the welfare of the underprivileged. Our son, Kumar Mangalam, has taken it to a new level, factoring sustainability and sustainable development. In Kumar Mangalam's words, and I quote, "As we voyage into a sensational future, we must find it within ourselves to look beyond ourselves. It is the responsibility of every generation to leave behind a safer, superior, more enlightened world than the one that they inherit. When future generations look back upon us, they must credit us for being an organization that actually foresaw the future and helped give the world a better tomorrow. As they say, giving is true having. I believe that we truly practice compassionate capitalism. Service to society is at the very heart of our value system. Unquote. We are fully committed to inclusive growth. Our work is totally in sync with Prime Minister Shri Modi's vision for India. And to give you an example, as perhaps many of you know, every year 12 million people enter the working age population in our country. Only 2 million get into formal organizations. There is a large skill gap. To address this issue in our own humble way, we are supplementing the government's Skill India mission. We have planned 6 vocational education centers in Raipur, Udaipur, Nagpur, Vadodara, Kanpur and Bhopal. The Raipur and Udaipur centers are already functioning. We fully realize that it's a long and arduous climb. Only if all of us work together, corporates, individuals, academia and the government, we will be able to resolve the problem of poverty. This is my humble message to all of you today. Finally, I would like to dedicate this award to my son, Kumar Mangalam, for his unflinching support and to our 250-strong team, spearheaded by Dr. Pragya Ram, for community initiatives and rural development, working in 5,000 villages across India and selflessly serving 7.5 million people. I stand before you because they all stand behind me. Thank you so much for this honor.
Thank you, Rajeshri ji, for your valuable thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. M. Vishveshwaraya Memorial Lecture commemorates the outstanding contributions by Bharat Ratna Dr. M. Vishveshwaraya, the eminent engineer and architect of modern India. Dr. M. Vishveshwaraya envisioned MVI RDC World Trade Center, Mumbai, and this lecture series was instituted in his memory. I invite the chief guest, Honorable Shri M. Hamid Ansari, Vice President of India, for the 6th Dr. M. Vishveshwaraya Memorial Lecture on enhancing India's global competitiveness. Sir.
Honorable Vinod Tawde, Minister, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Kamal Murarka, Chairman, World Trade Center, Mumbai, Shri Vijay Kalantri, Vice Chairman, World Trade Center, Mumbai, Shri Ghazi Abu Nahal, Chairman, World Trade Centers Association, New York, the distinguished award winner this evening, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here to deliver the Vishveshwaraya Memorial Lecture. I thank the organizers for inviting me today. Engineer Vishveshwaraya was an engineering genius. The block system and the automatic doors which he invented to stop wasteful overflow of water from dams, and the water supply and drainage system which he planned for the city of Aden, won high praise from engineers all over the world. The Krishna Nagarjuna Sagar Dam and the various industrial units set up in Mysore under his supervision are a testament not only to his engineering acumen but also to his foresight and the desire to see India become a modern industrialized economy. He believed in hard work and perfection, and had he been here today, his advice would be to innovate, excel, and create things that were world class. It is apt that this lecture is being hosted in the World Trade Center in Mumbai, India's economic powerhouse, and the august audience include many of our captains of industry. World trade has been a driver of human growth since time immemorial and has always adapted itself to changing requirements. Friends, the major challenges presently facing our economy include an increase in trade deficit and the need to generate employment for millions of youth joining the workforce. We are recognized for our services sector that contributes to more than 60% of India's GDP. It, however, does not account for as many jobs, contributing only 15% of employment. Growth in manufacturing can be a possible long-term solution to meet the twin challenges of an increasing trade deficit and the need to generate employment for millions of our youth joining our workforce. In other words, manufacturing sector growth can be the tipping point for increasing the GDP growth in India. Indian manufacturing, however, needs to improve in terms of productivity and efficiency to compete in a globalized market. According to the Asian Productivity Organization's Productivity Database 2014, the average total factor productivity growth in India rose from 2% in the period 2000 to 2005 to 4.7% during 2005-2010, but fell to 0.9% in the following 2 years. During the year 2010-12, the TFP contributed to 11% of GDP growth in India. By comparison, its share in China's GDP growth was 26%. There is no dearth of human resources and technical competence in our country. The government has rolled out policies and regulations, including the flagship Make in India, to encourage manufacturing in India. Of course, there are no silver bullets, and one policy measure cannot change the dynamics of the sector and make India the most desirable place to manufacture for any particular sector. In order to enhance the productivity and quality of Indian manufacturing, to make it more competitive in the international arena, observers have emphasized the need for early adoption of global standards in conjunction with other measures. In his book, The Lexus and the Olive Tree, the economist Thomas Friedman states that globalization is the one big thing people should focus on. Globalization is not the only thing influencing events in the world today, but to the extent there is a North Star and a worldwide shaping force, it is this system. Technology has been a principal driver of globalization. Advances in information technology in particular have dramatically transformed and given all sorts of individual economic actors, be they consumers, investors, businessmen, valuable new tools for identifying and pursuing economic opportunities, including faster and more informed analysis of economic trends around the world, easy transfer of assets, and collaboration with far-flung partners. If economic globalization is a process, the result of human innovation and technological progress and the movement of knowledge and technology across international borders, then international technical standards are at the very core of this process. Global standards are becoming an increasingly important factor in our way of life, ensuring the safety and quality of products and services, facilitating international trade, and improving the environment in which we live. They govern the design, operations, manufacture, and use of nearly everything that humankind produces. There are standards to protect the environment and human health and safety, accounting, and to mediate in commercial transactions. Other standards ensure that different products are compatible when linked together. There are even standards of acceptable behavior within a society. Most standards generally go unnoticed as they are mostly quiet, unforeseen forces such as specifications, regulations, and protocols that ensure that things work properly, interactively, and responsibly. The existence of standardized and harmonized commercial laws provides certainty and predictability for international business. Countries desire to participate in international business need to be prepared to adopt standards, conventions, and model laws that the major trading nations have already implemented as part of their laws. The adoption of such uniform laws creates an enabling environment to facilitate international trade and investment. The global technology standards has become the source of a core competitive edge for industrial development. Whoever controls the power of standard making and has its technology as the leading standard commands the initiative of the market. Joe Bhatia, president of the American National Standards Institute, estimated in the year 2011 that standards directly affect at least 80% of the international merchandise trade, worth about $13 trillion. The reasons for adopting global standards are compelling. These include, firstly, standards can be strategic tools for companies to ensure that business operations are efficient, increase productivity, and access new markets. Allow access to new markets by ensuring compatibility of products and services. Thirdly, standards can help reduce the impact of production and consumption on the environment. Fourthly, conformity to standards helps reassure consumers that products, systems, and organizations are safe, reliable, and good for the environment, which impacts demand. Fifthly, numerous studies have shown that standards boost businesses and economies. In the United Kingdom, for example, standards account for $8.2 billion annual growth in GDP, while in Canada, the adoption of global standards has injected over $91 billion into the economy since 1981. Sixthly, global standards draw on the international expertise and experience and are therefore a vital source for governments when developing public policy. National governments can use these standards to support public policy. Seventhly, integrating of standards into national regulations ensures that requirements for imports and exports are the same the world over, and therefore facilitating the movement of goods, services, and technologies from country to country. And lastly, these standards play an important role in the diffusion of knowledge. They not only support globalization, they also support the technological progress in developing and emerging markets. They can help businesses all around the world to reach a level playing field and get their share of economic success. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, the adoption of these global standards is not without concerns. If standards control access to markets and directly affect the world trade, at least two key issues need to be considered. One, Amongst the most important issues are global competition and who controls the global standardization process. An examination of the so-called global standards institutions, or the GSIs, reveals that they are not truly global but are specific to a few developed countries. And two, since standards are typically developed by various groups or committees in private and public sectors, it is difficult to discern who was sitting at the table during the development of a particular standard and whose interest did the participants represent. The global standardization process, therefore, needs to become much more transparent so that interested parties can better understand the potential competitive effects of particular standards. Ladies and gentlemen, the development of complex technology standards requires a multidisciplinary set of skills and experience. Today's world is heavily dominated by engineering, science, and technology issues, and without an enabling ecosystem, it is not possible to participate in a standardization process. Effective participation in standardization projects require a multidisciplinary view that includes business, commerce, trade, and public policy issues such as health, safety, the environment, energy, sustainability, ethics, and an assessment of potential legal risks, in addition to engineering, scientific, and technological skills. In short, participation in global standardization projects requires considerable preparation. Given that these technology standards are the essential building blocks by which a nation can develop and maintain a competitive national economy, the challenge is to develop the capacity not only to meet the requirements of international standards, but to create and set standards that become global in their influence. We need to be more active in the global standard setting forums and adopt these standards. Adoption of global standards will improve our productivity and enable Indian companies to access the global export market. As the software industry has shown, growth of an industry often first comes from the export market. This can be replicated in manufacturing as well. The export market is also generally more profitable, and growth in exports will reduce the trade deficit. And even where we employ country-specific standards, we must ensure that these equal or better the existing international ones. Otherwise, we would only be discouraging innovation and offering to our domestic market products and technologies that are inferior. The basic question is whether individuals, companies, and governments are prepared to participate in the complex, multidisciplinary world of global standardization. Competition in this field can be brutal if adequate preparation is lacking. Our industry needs to prepare better and in the process expand its global reach. Jai Hind.
Thank you for your enlightening insights and perspective, and of course the highly inspiring speech. May I now call upon Shri Vijay Kalantri, Vice Chairman WTC Mumbai, to propose the vote of thanks.
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Hamid Ansari, we are really grateful to you for making it possible to deliver the 6th Sir Vishwesvaraya Memorial Lecture and also presenting the Award of Honor to Mrs. Birla. Of course, you have given the insight into standards and quality and how we can make it be a successful. Let's go ahead. And I think we'll take a lot of points from your speech and make it possible to see that how we can put it in practice with the industry and trade and manufacturers. We are grateful to Mr. Tavre for being with us today. He is our popular minister from Mumbai and we are happy that he is here today. Mr. Ghazi Abu Nal, the world chairman of our World Trade Center Association, who has made it possible, traveled all the way from abroad to be here with us and giving his blessings to the World Trade Center Mumbai, for which we are really grateful to him and hope he will be with us for such occasions in times to come. Of course, my chairman, Mr. Kamal Morarka, who is always, as he said, 3 vice chairmen. You know, we have a free hand to work. So that's why we could work well. And he never interferes and does anything, but he gives us a thought process and a very focused ideas that do things and this will be successful. That's what we need from you and he is always a guiding factor to us. I am grateful to Mrs. Birla for accepting the award on behalf of World Trade Center Association and being with us. Of course, we all know the laudable work being done by Birla Group. And thankful to all my consul generals and diplomats who are present here in good numbers for this lecture, and friends from media and press and my industry friends. Thank you very much and thanks all of you for being with us. Of course, Mr. Mathur has come late, the chairman of Exim Bank of India, for being with us. Thank you. And lastly, Mr. Varekar and his team for doing this excellent job here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kanantri. Please rise for the national anthem before we conclude.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक